Hello and welcome back to Hot Mess Hobbies. I am Robin. If you have not been here before, thanks for stopping in. If you have been, you know this is the hot mess corner of the internet, so prepare yourself accordingly. I am trying a similar spot to where I did my knitting whip parade because it seemed like that worked a little better and you could see everything really well. So I am trying that. I spent about 3.5 days trying to figure out how to get an iMovie into my PC and then be able to find a program compatible with editing it so I could put in before pictures. Have not figured that out yet. I was officially beaten on that front. However, I have an iPad Pro coming, which, oh my God, they just get so expensive. I just I needed Tums after I bought that. It was painful. But you know, first world problems. I'm so blessed that the thing for me to be stressed out about is buying an iPad Pro so that I can do work and try to start up a business and do all these other things. So not complaining, just, oh, it hurt, it stung. And you know what I thought. I thought, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. I could have spent that on cross stitch or yarn or fabric or all of the above. I was like, can't I do something better with this money? But I did not spend it on my hobbies, much though I wanted to. So hopefully, point being, I will be able to use iMovie, which someone had commented works really well once you kind of get the hang of where everything is. So look for improvements in videos to come. But for now, we're going to jump right in because I have a lot to show you. Also, I apologize if there's a break in this video, heaven forbid, because I'm not sure how to put it together, but I am expecting a package from FedEx, well, the iPad, and I have to sign for it. So if the dog raises the alarm and I have to step away, there might be a brief break. But way more exciting, let's talk about the giveaways. So I had a giveaway on 3 different videos. I did one in my cross stitch whip parade, and then I did one in each. I did giveaways in each of my haul videos. So I attempted to do random comment picker. I have no idea what I did. I thought it would just be like a button. I ended up down this rabbit hole of YouTube videos trying to figure it out. Was on some other site. To be able to search a word, you have to pay for a premium subscription. So it just didn't work. So then I just did random number generator and I set up my camera and everything, which, oh, of course, my ring light's not on again. I'll turn that on in a second. But I went through all the steps and I filmed it and I'm talking. I never hit record. So you're going to have to take my word for it. Let me see if I can get the ring light on for you. Do I know how to do this? Seriously, somebody send tech help. Okay. Let's try this way. Ta-da! Let there be light. All right. Now the key is to not press any other buttons. So let's do giveaways. Again, I'm sorry that I didn't actually record myself doing the random number generator. You're just gonna have to take my word for it on this one. I will try to figure out how to do the comment picker for future videos and I will make sure I record it. So for the giveaways, so the first thing that I have is the giveaways from my whip parade. The first is this super cute Christmas project bag, and the winner of this is, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce your names on here, but the winner is Laddie Legionnaire 13. So congratulations, you're the winner. I will put my email address where you can send me your mailing address in the comments of this video, and I will also reply to the comment for all the winners and let you know what email address to email. So don't put it on this video, don't put it in comments, just send me an email with your mailing address and I will get these to you as soon as possible. So congratulations to Laddie Legionnaire 13. That is our winner for the Christmas bag. Our winner for the hot dog pretzel stand super cute bag that makes me think of the state fair is Suzette Youngblood 6887. So Suzette, congratulations. Again, you can email me your mailing address. I will get this to you and I will respond to your comment with that email. And then we had this beautiful pattern by White Willow Stitching called Tribal Elephant that was won by Nola McNeely 7857. So Nola, congratulations. My dentist last name is McNeely. If you happen to be a dentist by chance, wouldn't that be so funny if somebody won something and it was like my dentist or my neighbor or something? Anyway, squirrel. So congratulations, Nola. All the same things. Send me your mailing address. I won't keep repeating myself, but I will reply to all the comments. So on the shop hop haul videos, I had some fabric that I was giving away. The only person who commented for the blue fabric I was giving away was my sister, who was trying to be super supportive of me putting up a FlossTube, which I so appreciate. If you, dear sister, are watching, thank you for being so supportive of your sister and just being amazing all around. But she doesn't actually want the fabric. She does not sew. So I actually ended up donating it to a friend who needed it for a quilt of hers. So that one was repurposed because nobody was interested. However, several people were interested in the yellow into the fabric bundle where the keyword, I'm going to call it the keyword, is yellow. And that was for these 3 pieces of fabric. Hopefully you're getting a good picture of them there. These 3 really pretty scraps. And the winner for that is Clutterbug's Craft Corner. So congratulations. Again, I will comment on your comment. Send me your mailing address. So Clutterbug's Craft Corner, these are yours. And then I had 2 other keywords. One was stone for this beautiful piece of fabric, which to me looks like stepping stones or some kind of like beach stones. Is that a thing, a beach stone? I think you know what I mean. And the other was for these 2 pretty pieces with the keyword flower. However, I only had one individual interested in these 2 pieces, and that is Julie Brown 830. I originally said you could not win 2 things, but Julie commented on all my videos. She's been really supportive and sweet in her comments, and she has been interested in both of these. So since nobody else was vying to get them, I am going to send you both of these, Julie. So please go ahead and make sure you send me your mailing address. And I will try to be very quick about getting these in the mail because I know it's exciting when you win something and you want to get it. Where did I just put the, oh, right in front of me. They're right in front of me. So speaking about not being able to find things right in front of you, after I did the video, I made the biggest mistake ever. You know what it is? Do you know what it is? Because if you do, you're going to be like, what an amateur. I put it somewhere safe. I put all my giveaway stuff somewhere safe so I'd be able to find it, which means I'll never find it again, ever. I mean, I might as well have just like thrown it out the window. So I was scouring my craft room. Scouring. I have been looking for hours for, I found everything but the 2 bags, the 2 project bags. And I was like, I don't understand. What could have happened to these? So finally, I am elbows deep, digging through project bags, looking through quilt fabric, and somehow they ended up folded inside some fabric, inside a bin of fabric for like quilts that I would make in the future. We found them. We're good. And I guarantee that's not where I put them to keep them safe, but somehow, I don't know, gnomes came in and moved them. Who knows? But I made the mistake of putting them somewhere safe, which is, although I also found during my excursion several other things that I lost by putting them somewhere safe. So that was very promising. Anywho, you don't care about that. Maybe you do. I don't know if you're here. Maybe you care about the hot mess that is this express. All right, I gotta move these. See, putting them somewhere safe. For realsies this time. All right. you've seen it. I have witnesses. Okay, forgive me for looking down. I've got notes because squirrel. If I don't have notes, we're never gonna get through all this. Let me move the coffee because we don't want the coffee during the stitching and we don't want the coffee to spill. So I've been working on 2 main cross stitch projects. I have some progress, not a ton, but I'm proud of it. I have a really hard time with feeling guilty about taking time to do my hobbies because I have 2 young children. I am job hunting. I am trying to start a business. My husband works really hard. I always try to make sure, you know, I'm being really supportive for my family, taking care of them, taking care of all the errands, taking care of the dog, taking care of the house, so there's always things on your to-do list, right? But I just get this immense sense of guilt of like, how dare I take 30 minutes or an hour to sit and stitch? So I am trying to be much better about giving myself permission to have that time for what makes me happy. Because who wants a perfect house and a grumpy mom? You know what I mean? I'd rather have a messy house and a happy mom if it was me. So that's what we're going with. Anyway, so the first one I worked on, I did get a cover picture printed. It's not perfect, but I did it just for you. You're welcome. Hopefully you can see that and it's not way too close or too far away. So this is Spellville by Barbara Anna Designs. This was a Sal originally in, what year? It doesn't say. I knew I'd forget something. I forgot my year information. What? This was a Sal a couple years ago. I have clearly not finished it, but I'm gonna borrow the elephant pattern again as my backer. But I have made some good progress. So there is that. I'll let you take a look for a minute. So I haven't figured out, like I said, how to put the before pictures in, but what I worked on was I got the black clothes for this witch in. I have started putting in this house over here. I have done some more in this skull. I think I did some down here, and maybe this wing dinger. And then I worked on the broom for the witch that's up here. So that's a decent amount of progress for me. I'm pleased with that. And I'm going to keep working on this. I'll tell you about my plans in a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have started with this. So I'll go through, after we did the giveaway, I'll go through my cross stitch, then my knitting, and then I have some quilting and EPP. And then after that, I'll do plans. And I will put the timestamps in the description of the video. So if you don't care about something, you can just skip right over it. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Slow but steady progress. Now where'd that cover picture go? Because I can't be losing it. All right, there it is. Sorry for the crinkling. It's gonna happen. The other project that I worked on was Immortal by Lucy Beam Love and Stitches. It says buy and cross stitch like I'm immortal, which is 100% accurate. So me. Anyway, so I really enjoy this. I did convert it to fancy floss. I'm using all color and cotton flosses. I'll show them to you in a minute. I'm not going to open it up, but I have worked on the like. So I've got the L and most of the I, and I'm starting on the K. So just a little bit, but hey, it's stitches. Every stitch counts. So hopefully you can see that really well. I'm never sure where it's in the best frame. But for this, instead of the called for colors, I am using, for the text, I'm using this beautiful teal called Daydream. That's really pretty. The variegation is very light in all of these, but there's just enough to make it worth doing it one stitch at a time, but it's close. But it's a very pretty color. Daydream by Color and Cotton. And this was a special edition. I, for years, got their monthly pack. The second color I'm using is Avocado by Color and Cotton, which does have some really pretty variegation to it. So there's avocado. And then I guess I could hold them all up here together, huh? We'll try. We'll see. The last one I'm using is baby carrots. So baby carrots is going to be on the top and bottom border in this thingy. I don't know if they're supposed to be flower buds or like berries, but whatever they are, they're going to be orange. They're going to be this baby carrot color. The vine will be the green, and then all the letters and text will be the blue. So, and that is my progress on my cross stitching. Like I said, it's been really crazy busy. Job hunting is a whole nother experience in and of itself. Yeah, it's just been wild. My brain is not even functioning. I'm on, I don't know, my 4th cup of coffee, but we'll get there. So, and Halloween's almost here. I get very excited about Halloween, which is weird because I do not like scary things at all. I am not a fan of scary things. I don't watch scary movies. I won't watch the trailers. I have no interest. Life is too short for me to be scared on purpose. But Halloween's coming, and Halloween to me is the time where you can be anything you want to be. Literally anything you dream of, you can be on Halloween, and nobody will judge you for it. And I think it's just magical. I do. I think it's magical. Oh, speaking of being anything you want to be, look at these new frames I got. They're from the Pair I Wear Fall collection. I'm not an affiliate. They don't know me. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just, okay, I'm addicted. I'm a little bit addicted to their frames, because if there's an accessory, I want it. So these are, maybe you can see them a little better that way. They're doe iframes, okay? Like, I didn't even know that I needed deer eyeglass frames in my life, but I do. So I feel like Bambi. I feel like I should like prance around the forest or something in a flowy ball gown and act like Cinderella. But I'm very excited. So, eyeglasses for today. Let's get into some more fun stuff. Speaking of fall and fall colors, I have finished my Wildlings Alley shawl. The pattern is Unravelry. I completely just forgot who it's by, but I will link it in the description below. It's also all the details on what yarn I used, and the link to the pattern is in my Whip Parade. I do not have the yarns with me because I've already put what's left in my stash, but all of that is on there. But this, I don't know how well you can see this. This is now finished. I have not blocked it yet. I'm hoping to do that tomorrow, or at least over the weekend, and weave in my ends. But I just love this. Let me see if I can, hopefully this didn't make it worse. I'll try to back up a little. So it's just beautiful. It's an asymmetrical triangle shawl. Oh, the pattern called for 2 colors, a color for the wave and a color for the background, I'm gonna call it. But I decided to use 2, and I'm very happy that I did. It was a lot of fun. I will say when you get to the longer end, it feels like every row takes 100 years because there's a lot of stitches at the end. But I also know I get impatient. Go figure. But it was just a really enjoyable knit, and I would definitely make it again. I would maybe next time try it with a heavier weight yarn. If I do it again, I'll definitely use maybe a worsted or even like a bulky weight and see if I can just get a really big chunky blankety shawl out of it. But it does end with this nice beautiful border, and I decided to switch the bind off to an I-cord bind off just to give me a little bit of that cute I-cord edge. Now I might be too far away now. Hold on, let's see. So hopefully you can see. This is either in your face or you can't see it at all. I'm not sure which. But I'm gonna get that blocked, and I am going to get it all the ends woven in, and I'm gonna wear the heck out of this because I have been working on this for a while and I love it, and I can't wait to wear it. And I think I can also kind of really aggressively block this because the way the stitches are. it wouldn't lose any of the stitch definition. So I'm gonna wear that for 30 seconds until I get hot. The next one I'm doing is by Casa Pinka, and it's the powder wrap shawl. It's very pretty, and I have been focusing on this one because I finished the Wildlings Alley and immediately wanted to start 6 new things as a reward. But I talked myself out of it, and I'm trying to make progress because I love all the things that I have. I think part of what's holding me up right now with my knitting is that I either have large blankets or I have shawls. So the things I have take me a little bit of time, and they're not the same, obviously, but they're all the same type of item. So I think I've been going through and just trying to find hats and gloves and socks and things that are in my wish list to start making, so that I have physically smaller products that are easier to take places with me, that are easier to get a finish on, that can just kind of change up and add some freshness to what I'm doing. So when I'm sick of just doing row and row and row and row and row after row after row of my shawls, I have something else to work on. But this is where I've gotten to. It's a little squirrely to hold up, but I will try my best. Hopefully you can see that. I have done from here up. Actually, I did like from here up. So you've seen this part, and the pattern itself is a repeat of these 3 sections here, right here. So you have your garter stitch, you have this beautiful section here, and then this I just love. So I'm working on this section up here, and I've got some more of that, and then I'll just keep repeating. I think I have, you do it 4 times, and I'm on the 1, 2, yeah, I think I'm on the 3rd go round of it. And you're supposed to do 4, and obviously it grows in size every time, but I'm gonna see where I'm at with 4 because I have a lot of yarn and I love it, and I just really want, the last couple shawls I've had just sort of finished smaller, almost like a shawlette even after being blocked, and I just want that like big chunky delicious fall shawl. So I may expand it, but that's what I'm focused on with my knitting. And I'll tell you about my plans for that later. I gotta take this off. See, I told you I'd get hot. I knew it. All right, but I do love it. It's currently 84, 85. So we're not quite in the fall weather yet. We had a few days, but yeah. Okay, so let's talk about quilts. You've not seen quilts. I did not do a quilt whip parade. I had a little meltdown with my sewing machine. I was in some quilt classes. 1 I missed because my son got double pink eye. 2, I was really struggling with my machine because it wasn't sewing right. So I was just really frustrated and kind of putting it off because I wanted to be able to show you more than I had. But we're gonna just jump in and I'll show them to you as whips as I'm working on them instead of doing a full parade. If your heart was like really excited for a full whip parade of my quilting, feel free to comment below and let me know, and I can put that together for you, but I just figured I'd build it in. Yeah, so let's see. You can tell Santa if that's what you want for Christmas, is a quilting whip parade. Oh my gosh, speaking of Christmas, I have to tell you this story. So I've been home this week with my boys. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. And I'd gone to the grocery store while they were at school. And they had the double-decker oatmeal cream pies on sale. So I grabbed 2. 1 for my husband's Christmas stocking and 1 for my 3-year-old's. And thought, okay, you know, I need to start getting ready for Christmas, which is hard to believe. But I was like, okay, great. So I was in a hurry, I needed to stash them quick, and I just like tucked them up on, I have the wire shelving in my closet, so I just tucked them on top of like a stack of shirts. No big deal. So get my kids, we're home, we're running around. If you have children and have ever parented on your own and had to use the facility, you know that you just have to make it work, and you learn to go faster than you ever thought was humanly possible, and you just do what you got to do. So my 1 and 3-year-old are free range, but they're in the bathroom with me. We have one of those, my husband calls it the poop closet. I think it's like a solitary confinement cell where you go to the bathroom. I don't know why, but it cracks me up so much. But where you have like your own little room inside the bathroom with the toilet in it. We have one of those. So my kids are in the master bathroom. I can hear them. I can mostly see them. I'm going super fast. You just got to do it. All of a sudden, it gets really quiet, which is terrifying as a parent. You think, oh, peace and quiet. No, there's no peace when there's quiet and there's children in the house, okay? There's something absolutely terrible is afoot, okay? So dead silence for long enough to make me worry. And I go flying out. And then the next thing I know, as I'm washing my hands, I just hear like giggling turned to screaming within half a second. And my kids are in the closet, which is off the master bedroom. And I'm like, what is going on? So I go in there. Apparently one of the double-decker oatmeal cream pies had slid. The plastic packaging was just slippery, I guess, and slid off the shelf onto the floor. And so as soon as I'd gone into the bathroom, they saw it. My 1 and 3-year-old managed to open it and had descended upon it like rabid wolves. And the quiet was them trying to be sneaky, I guess. But I come in, and if you haven't had an oatmeal cream pie, they're very mushy. It's 2 oatmeal cookies that are very soft, filled with cream. And this was a double one, so there was lots of cream and lots of cookie. And there's literally like chunks of gooey cookie all over my children, because my 3-year-old was trying to eat it, but my 1-year-old decided to go full WWE, and I walk into the closet and he is on his back, putting him in a headlock, trying to reach and grab cookie out of my 3-year-old's hands. So naturally they're fighting over this cookie, trying to pull the cookie. There is cookie everywhere. There's cream everywhere. It's on the carpet. It's on the clothes on the shelf. It's all over the children who I had just bathed, mind you. So I was just, yeah. If you ever wonder what it's like to have children, it's literally like having rabid animals in your house, who apparently really like oatmeal cream pies. So I cried inside for about 30 seconds. Then I pulled myself together, cleaned up the kids, had a little laugh about it, cleaned the carpet, did a bunch of laundry because it was covered in oatmeal cream pie goo. And then when the boys went to bed, I sat in the closet and ate the second oatmeal cream pie that I had purchased for someone's stocking to emotionally cauterize the wounds inflicted. So yeah, that was my day. Hopefully yours was slightly less eventful, but you know, kids will keep you guessing. They are something else. So anyway, how did we get on this long story about my kids being covered in oatmeal cream pie? Quilting. Chopsticks. So this is the first one. I took this as a class through Quilt Patch Fabrics, which is a brick and mortar store in Stallings, North Carolina. They're a lovely group. That's where I actually took my beginner's quilt class and had originally learned how to quilt there. So I did this class with one of their lovely instructors. And as you can see, it's got it has 2 different triangle versions. So there's one where the point is up and one where the point is down, and the center piece and the width of the frame around it are what change. So you can kind of see it actually a little bit better on the back. So I am doing mine in bright, delightful, fabulous colors. I have 1 of this size done. Dun, da, 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 dun, da. So pretty. I just want to look at them all the time. And then I have a stack of the larger pieces done. So I am going to try to show this to you in an orderly fashion. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, love that leopard, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, how cute is she? 15, 16, we're getting there. 17 and 18. So I believe, if I remember correctly, I need 36 of each size. So I'm halfway with this dimensional one, and then I need many more of this. So my goal is to make, I'm trying to be realistic, my goal is to make 10 more of these in November, because I don't know when my sewing machine will be ready, but just in case, I need 10 more of these. So that is my chopsticks quilt. I have a bunch more fun fabric coming. I will show that to you once I have more to show, but that's what I've been working on some. And then I have also started, I took another class at Quilt Patch for, oh, it's in this book. Please hold, sorry about the crinkle. This pattern, which is called the Giving Tree. I don't want to give away any of the instructions. The Giving Tree. Pretty, right? And it uses the mini quick curve ruler, which I have the book for and have wanted to do for a while, some of the patterns, but I was not quite sure how to use the ruler. So this class was excellent. And unfortunately, this was when my machine went completely nutso, was skipping stitches, dropping stitches, just doing all kinds of wild stuff. So I didn't get much of it done at all because the couple pieces I sewed, I had to rip out. Just seeing if I have any good ones to show you. Nope. Because I mean, they're like really messed up. Nope. But I did manage, the teacher was kind enough to lend me her machine. I did manage to get the star done for the top of the tree. So as soon as I get my machine done, I really would like to finish this month and get it up for the holiday season. So there's that, which is again just the top, but I have lots and lots and lots of pretty green inner pieces cut out of all different kind of patterns and shapes and sizes of green. And then corresponding to that, I have the outer piece. Lots of those. So once I get the machine, I can get cracking and get sewing those together. It's a little weird doing that curve, sewing that curve, but it looks beautiful once you're done. You have to kind of push it all together and it bunches up, and it looks to me like it's not sewing straight, because I mean you're on a curve, but it really threw me off in the beginning. Whoops, I almost forgot my star. We don't want to lose our star. Okay. Done. Where am I gonna put this? I'm gonna put it down here. Okay, so let's talk about plans. I do use a planner. Maybe someday I'll do a overview of my planner. Would you like that as a sort of a FlossTube extra? Would you enjoy that? Let me know. Do you care? Do you not care? I'm more than a little obsessed with planners. I am a happy planner user or a disc-bound planner user. I'm not ready to confess to you yet about the extent of my planner addiction. We gotta work our way there. However, I would be happy to show you how I plan. I am currently going to try to do an update video every 2 weeks. I know it was longer than that, but I want to try to be consistent with every 2 weeks. I'd rather have a video a little bit more frequently with maybe less progress. But I'm using you all as my excuse to grant myself permission to take time for myself to enjoy these wonderful hobbies that we share. There is a absolutely amazing group of ladies who meet on Thursdays, and I never go because I just always feel like I can't take time away to go and meet with them, and it's a shame. Every time I'm sad that I don't get to go. So I'm going to prioritize making time for my hobbies as well as everything else in life. But getting into the plan. So the way that I plan is more specific for cross stitch and more general for quilting and knitting, at least right now, for a couple reasons. One, quilting, I have to be in the zone and I need kind of like no kid space, and I have to be in the right mood to sit and sew or quilt. If my brain is not in a good place, I don't want to be working on quilts because I'll make mistakes. So I generally will set monthly goals. And if I finish those sooner, if I finish a goal, I replace it with one. So usually I'm carrying over goals, but it could have been a replacement, if that makes sense. So for example, my quilting goal right now, I have 3 goals. The first is to finish the tree. The second is to finish a runner, which I'm about to show you. And the third is to do the 10 chopstick triangles that I mentioned. But that is for the month of November, because I'm starting to plan November, which is another hobby of its own, which I enjoy so much. So I mentioned that I took a Learn to Quilt class at Quilt Patch at least 3 years ago, probably closer to 4. And we made this Keep It Simple table runner. And I finished the top, and it's gorgeous. And I was very proud of myself. And I never finished it because I had a baby, and then I had another baby, and I was working, and at some point I put it somewhere safe so I couldn't find it. You'd think I'd learn, but this is my beautiful table runner. I'm going to try to back up. Hopefully, can you see that? Does that help? You don't need to see my face. You need to see this pretty runner. Hopefully that helps. But it's just pretty, so pretty. Love those colors in it. All I need to do, I have the binding all sewn together. I just need to get my batting, sit down, quilt it up, bind it, and just get her done. So my goal is to get that done this month. Well, November. I keep saying this month, we're not quite there yet. We're close, but we're not quite there yet. For knitting, my focus is on the powder wrap. Knitting is one of those things that a lot of it depends on how my hands are doing, because I've mentioned in past videos I have Raynaud's and sometimes I just can't feel my hands well enough or they're too swollen. But I'd really like to just knock out a good chunk of the powder wrap. I'd love to be able to come back and say, hey, I've gotten this much done. So I don't have specific days scheduled necessarily. I have a few days where I think I'll have time for it, but looking at my calendar, which forgive me, that's why I'm looking down, there are a couple days in there that I will work with. So today is Friday. I did some stitching on Spellville this morning, just a little bit. Tomorrow is Saturday. My husband's coming home. The kids are home all day. It's going to be a kerfuffle. I've got an event at night. There's something happening in the afternoon, which I should really figure out what that is. Yep, gonna have to look into that. But tomorrow is just probably not gonna be a good day for me to have any hobby time. So tomorrow I'm just giving myself grace and saying don't stress. Just if it's more enjoyable for you to not worry about trying to fit something in, just let it go. Sunday the 29th, we'll have church and then my husband will be home. So I'm hoping to do quilting. I'm hoping I can work on getting the something finished, but I am about to call after I get off the phone with you and make sure my machine is ready to be picked up, because they said it should be today. So I'm going to make sure that the machine is ready to be picked up and go get it. And hopefully if that all happens, I can then have it to sew on Sunday. If that doesn't happen, then I'm going to have to change my plans. So Sunday has a placeholder for quilting, but Monday the 30th, I am planning to have a virtual stitchy catch-up with my dear friend Katie, who lives in the UK. So I'm really excited. We just started these. This will be kind of our first one. We're hoping to do it at least once a month, maybe every other week, maybe every week, maybe every other day. I don't know. I love her to death. I talk to her every day. So we're going to set up a regular cadence of these, and I will work on Spellville. I'm not going to show that to you because you've already seen it. So on Monday I'll work on Spellville, and on Tuesday, which is Halloween, I'm also going to work on Spellville because it's Halloween. So makes perfect sense. But then Wednesday the 1st, a couple things are happening. So it is Dia de los Muertos, technically the 1st and 2nd. So I'm going to work on my sugar skull. I was unsuccessful in finding the color picture of it in magazine, but there is the black and white picture. And I only have a little bit done, but this is a perfect thing to stitch on. I'm not entirely sure which way is up. I think it goes this way. So I'm working on the flowers on top of the skull. So I'll work on that. And I will work on, so that's because the 1st is Dia de los Muertos. The other thing is I am hijacking an idea from Sarah the Stitchin' Mommy, who is absolutely lovely. If you're not watching Sarah's videos, please go and check her out. She is just delightful. She actually answered some questions for me. I was nervous about making a FlossTube, especially having kids, and she was so kind and so gracious and sent me some information that just gave me the confidence to jump in feet first. Anyway, so she stitches on pieces she has for her kids a lot of the times on the day of their birthday each month. One of my kids was born on the 1st and one was born on the 11th. So I am going to start, as of November, working on the pieces that I started for them as, I'm calling them burst samplers, but they're for me. So the 1st is for my eldest, and I will be working on In the Arms of the Angel. I mentioned this in my whip parade, but I will eventually change the hair color to match mine, so it'll be a darker brown, and I'm not sure if I will keep the wings or not. I'm gonna need to get a lot farther before I have to figure that out though. So I have plenty of time, and this is by Lavender and Lace. And I have a humongous start on this. Ooh, I need to serge this fabric. All right, prepare to be amazed. Green blob. I have a green blob. So maybe I can make it a larger green blob or add another color to my blob. But I would really like to get some work on this because it's just such a beautiful piece. So I am gonna try to work on this. I'm gonna give it a couple months and see how I like working on this the 1st of every month. I know there are 1,000 groups and events and clubs and things that happen on the 1st, but to me, this is what I wanna do, so that's what I'm doing. And it might mean missing out on other things, but that is okay. So the 1st, I'll do the sugar skull because it's Dia de los Muertos, Arms of the Angel for my son's birthday day. And it's also National Authors Day on the 1st. So I am going to attempt to post a book review video because I have been reading and have things to share, but I just didn't have it together for this video. So I'm gonna tentatively, my plan is to post a video. Thursday the 2nd is Stress Awareness Day. So I'm gonna allow myself time to enjoy things. Thursday is also the day that that lovely group gets together, so I am gonna work on getting to that cross stitch group out in Locust, North Carolina. And my focus will be on, pardon the crinkles, Glendon Place, Sir Thomas. Hopefully you can see this okay. I'm trying to figure out if I flip the camera around, I can see better, but then it's like not the good camera. We'll get there. Figure it out. So Sir Thomas has that done on him, some browns and creams, and I'm going to focus on him throughout the month of November and see what I can get done. I really am excited. The last time I stitched on him, I didn't have the rainbow thread pack of 5 billion beautiful sparkly colors. Okay, there's like 15, but still, that's a lot. Nope, 14. But look at all those. Can you see those? They're so sparkly and pretty. Maybe next time I'll take them out. So I'm gonna work on that, and I'm gonna work on my English paper piecing, which I will show you in a minute, because I want to get through my cross stitch plans, because generally, again, cross stitch is more planned to the day. Friday the 3rd, something is happening. We have a lot going on that day, and so I did not assign any cross stitch, but I do have my powder wrap loosely planned for that day to get some good progress, because what is happening on the 3rd? It's one of those days where I didn't think I'd have the mental capacity for cross stitch, so something's happening. Anyway, on the 4th, a lovely stitcher from a group of cross stitch friends here in North Carolina is hosting a housewarming / stitchy get together at her new home, which if you're watching, you know who you are. Congratulations on your new home. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to see you on the 4th. So I'm going to work on Sir Thomas on the 4th and Summer Quaker, because no, it is not summer. It doesn't make really a ton of sense, but my dear friend Angela and I started this together on a retreat with the same group of ladies. And so anytime I'm stitching with Angela, I always try to work on Summer Quaker. It's just something I enjoy. We started it together and I want to work on it together. And when I'm with her, and it makes me happy. So I'm going to work on Summer Quaker, which is just gorgeous. That's by Lila Studios, by the way. And this one actually has a few things. Look at that. It's so pretty. What amazes me is I am using antique white. I'm pretty sure this is antique white. And she is using I think it's a tea-dyed fabric. She tea-dyed herself. And both using the exact same DMC colors, and they look so different just because the background fabric is a little bit different. It just blows my mind. So that's my Summer Quaker, and I'm really enjoying it. And I've really gotten kind of obsessed with the Quakers, because you can have a big piece but feel like you're getting finishes. And so when I start to get close to the end of a project, I get a little bit sad. But with this one, I feel like I get finishes and I get to keep going. So I really enjoy that about Quakers. They've become a favorite of mine recently. So Summer Quaker. The 5th, we have a very full day, and I will probably, if I have any time in there, focus on knitting. The 6th is a Monday, and for some reason, we don't have 400 things in the calendar for once. So I have left it wide open, and I'm just going to have what I call a feels day. Whatever I feel like doing, that's what I'm going to do. So we're having a feels day, and then the 7th is election day, which, you know, I care, but I care mostly because it gives me a perfect excuse to pull out my gorgeous Lady of the Flag. So I'm going to do Lady of the Flag on Tuesday the 7th. Then I'm going to skip a day, and I am going to do it on the 9th, which is World Freedom Day. Let's be real, I'll probably stitch it on the 8th too. But hypothetically, it's planned for the 7th and the 9th. For Election Day on the 7th, World Freedom Day on the 9th. She's so pretty! I'm doing this on the 30 count primitive hair Constitution fabric. If I can get it out of here. And I love her so much. Look at that. Oh, she's so pretty. Look. Look, look, look. I can't wait to stitch in her, if you couldn't tell. I know I said this in my whip parade, and I have forgotten to say it here. Pretty much all my needle minders are from Gina's Unique Boutique, save maybe 2. I am pretty much always, every single piece I've shown you is 2/2. And every single piece I've shown you with the with the exception of this 30 count linen is 28 count. Just easier for me. I do use 32 sometimes, but 28 is easier for me. And so I'm doing that on the 7th and the 9th. The 8th, however, which is Wednesday, is Cappuccino Day. So, you know I got my coffee with me all the time, because why not? I am going to restart the coffee menu by Country Cottage Needleworks as soon as I find it. It's in a safe place with everything else that I've lost. So I started it on a beautiful piece of fabric. I love it, but I think I just had the word mocha done. And so, but I don't know what I was thinking. I had the piece and I hadn't cut it. I think I forgot I hadn't cut it. So when I started it, it's just this huge piece of fabric with this little tiny word mocha, and I would waste a lot of fabric. So I am only restarting it because I had a tiny little start, and I would waste half to almost 2/3 of the fabric doing it in the middle. So I am going to pick that out, start correctly, and on a cut piece, and then work on that. So that's just a cute, fun one. I'm going to try to do the word cappuccino on Cappuccino Day, because of course. And then Forget-Me-Not Day is on the 10th, which is Friday. I'm going to work on Summer Quaker again, because it's like a friendship thing, and it always makes me think of Angela. So it's sort of like a forget-me-not, do it together type of deal. And then the last day I'll tell you about is the 11th, because that's the last day I've scheduled. It's like 2 weeks. The 11th is the day of the month my other son was born. So I will work on his birth sampler, which I keep calling Mother's Love, but is Mother's Bliss. Like this, by Nora Corbett. I am converting the dress to pink. I will convert the bow when I get there, but I want to do the dress first, because that's going to take me a hot minute. And I'm not crazy about yellow, so I might convert that. I say this like I have any idea how to convert it. I don't. I'm just going to wing it. But I've been playing with the colors. So I am doing this on another 28 count linen of undetermined origin. Let's see. Just kidding. This is 32 count Platinum Belfast. I fibbed. I do have a 32 count. See? Even I don't know what's going on. This is another huge start. Bum, ba, da, ba, da, da. I did realize that there's a lot of heavy stitching of the same color in this pattern. And for those of you who don't know, the apron is actually the fabric showing through. So mine will be that natural linen color. But what I think I'm going to do is try to go through and outline the different shades of pink that I'm doing, so that then I can have it as like travel stitching or TV stitching, couch stitching kind of thing, where I don't have to think. I can just fill in and knock out a bunch of stitching once I have the outline in place. So those are my plans. Again, my quilting, I'm going to work on finishing that little table runner, finishing my tree, and working on my chopsticks quilt. Knitting, I'm going to be focusing the powder wrap, kind of where I have space. I do tend to take it with me. It's not the smallest project to take, but I do take it with me. And then for English paper piecing, so I took an English paper piecing class, again through Quilt Patch, because they're my local quilt shop, so that's where I do a lot of things. Really enjoyed it. Bought a bunch of stuff, like you do. And I'm using this Roslyn fabric. It's a Moda by Minnick Simpson. I don't think this is in print anymore, but you can find it all over Etsy. I know because I have. So I have a whole bunch of hexies. Oops. I have one, what do they call this? A granny flower? Why does that sound wrong? Some kind of flower. So I've done this. Ta-da! I did a thing. And I've dropped some. But so the class originally was to make, they give you a pattern to make a mug rug. But I didn't really want a mug rug. So then I was going to make a mat for my cross stitching. So if you cross stitch and you travel with your stitching or even your knitting, some people have these really nice kind of quilted rolled up mats that you can put out, and they've got a hook for your scissors, maybe a magnet, and it just keeps your project off whatever table or counter you're at. So if you're at a restaurant or you're in an airport or wherever, you have something that protects your project that you can put your project on. So I'm still pondering that thought. Or I might make it into a table runner because I just think it's so pretty. I kind of don't want to only see it when I'm traveling with my stitching. But I went through and just had a good old time putting a bunch of hexies, just gluing a bunch of hexies on. And I was on the couch. I introduced, this is not part of the Roslyn collection. This is some scrap that I had, and I can't remember the name of the collection right now. I've got a beautiful quilt made from it on my recliner from my dear friends. Many of you are watching, you know what I'm talking about. The one with the beautiful deer and the moths and the butterflies, maybe? Something else. If you can remember what it's called, tell me. But just a bunch of pretty hexies are ready to rock and roll. So once I figure out what I'm doing with it, I can put that together. I actually thought about making option 3, well, yeah, 3, table runner, cross stitch roll, or I thought about making a cover for my sewing machine. I think that would be so cute. But it does not match any of the colors in my office, which is weird because red is my favorite color. Well, no, leopard print's my favorite color, but red is my favorite color, and my office has no red in it. It's teal and coral and cream, which is pretty. I love it, but so we'll see. If you have any thoughts on what I should do with that, let me know. I don't know if you've seen the Queen of Diamonds pattern, but I also had a wild hair and thought I would get that and do the Roslyn fabric and do like a white, cream, and red version. Here, let me, I think I have it right here. Hold on. Please hold. Yeah, I do. So I saw this, I got obsessed with it. I was not going to pay the $500 or $600 for the giant pack with all the Tula pink and everything, although it's beautiful in Tula. This is Free Spirit Queen of Diamonds by Pink Door Fabrics. Pink Door, and they're using some Tula fabric, but it's Pink Door Fabrics is the one who's leading the quilt along, and it is English paper piecing. But I bought the piece pack and the pattern. This just gives you an idea of what the pattern looks like. They're doing it over, I think, 12 months. This would take me 100 years to do. But it's really pretty. And I'm thinking of using, Thursday evenings, I meet with a different group of ladies who are quilters. So I was thinking about doing that as like my EPP sort of standing time block. even if I get once a week some EPP in, that's better than nothing. So I thought, wouldn't it be really pretty if I did this in like the dark tans and the reds and the creams and had little pops of black? Not sure how well it would wash with black, red, and cream, but I'm thinking about trying to make one. And what I was thinking about doing too, because it is a huge quilt and it's very intricate, is picking maybe my 2 or 3 favorite diamonds from the pattern, making those first, and then, you know, if I am like, nope, no way, I'm gonna make another 40 of these, I can turn it into a table runner or a bag or something. So let me know, do you think I should use the rosin, or should I go for something just wild and bold and crazier with this and use a bunch of scraps? What do you think? I'd love to know your thoughts. I am not doing a giveaway today, another one, mostly because I'm ill prepared. However, there will be more in the future, and I've decided I am absolutely shocked that I have, I think it was 406 subscribers last time I looked. Absolutely shocked. You all are so kind too, so lovely, so kind. I was tearing up reading the comments. It was so lovely. I'm so glad that I jumped in and did this. I'm not trying to be a YouTube superstar or an influencer. I just wanted to get to enjoy more of this amazing craft community that we have together, and I'm so glad that I did. You're just terrific. All of you are terrific. So I will be doing a giveaway. I'm going to try to do something a little bit bigger and more special when I get to 500 subscribers. Because if I get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to be like, holy cow. If I ever get to 1,000, we're like, it's going to be a party up in here, okay? So yeah, that's it. We've gone through a lot. It's probably a very long, wordy video, like they all will be, because I'm me. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful time stitching, quilting, knitting, reading, doing EPP, doing whatever makes you happy. You are all wonderful and amazing and creative, and I'm so glad you joined me today. Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. And I still can't figure out how to turn this off with the button. Dun, 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 dun.